Alright, last time we had set up some basic rigging of the armature for our model here, and we posed everything. Let's clear that out. Let's want to clear all transforms. There we go. Now this is good and all, but we have to do everything by hand. We want to add some IK or inverse kinematic rigging. So the first thing we're going to do is right down here at the heel. These that I had put in before, they're just placers, spacer bones, I guess would be the right word, to give an idea of what it's going to look like at the end. But now we can delete them. Let's go into edit mode and delete those two bones. Now we're going to, did I not name any of these bones? I didn't, did I? No, I did not. Well, that's going to be a problem. Let's go ahead and get everything named. We'll just work it from the spine first. So this will be spine 1. Spine 2. And let's keep everything looking the same. So be sure we have a line underneath. Spine 3. And head. Now, I find it best to make sure that I'm working on the model from behind, so each bone on the right side here gets labeled right, and each on the left gets labeled left. Having it facing the same direction I am makes it easier to determine which side it's on. Can more or less autopilot. So we're going to go shoulder L. I just said autopilot and I go L. Shoulder R. This one's going to be shoulder L. Just thinking about something that started with L, and it led me into saying L and typing it. Upper arm, L, upper arm, R, and let's make sure all the cases, the letters are correct. Lower arm, R. Lower arm, L. Hand, L. Hand, R. Upper leg, L. Upper leg, R. lower leg R, lower leg L, and now we get to these in the feet. So this will be foot L, foot R, finally get it selected. And this is toe R, and last one, toe L. Now that that's fixed, we want to select the knee joint here, and we're going to extrude it out on the y-axis. That should be big enough, and we want to do the same on the other side. Extrude it out to match the other, and we can verify by turning on X-ray, zooming in and kind of moving it around. Can line it up like we want it to be, about like that. Now let's grab both of these, and we want to pull them out on the y-axis away from the body. Oh, wait a minute. We need to unparent them, don't we? So, parent clear. Clear parent. Now we can move them over. That's better. So there's our knee joints. Let's go ahead and get them renamed. So this one's going to be, and see, we have in the label up here, it tells us what side it is. So by using that, we can make it easier on ourselves. This would be knee L. And we're going to go ahead and label it as an IK joint, so we know that that's what it is. Actually, I think let's do it this way. Have the side at the very end of the name. So this is knee IK-R. And now we need to do the same down here. Let's see if I can make this work on both at the same time. Looks like it will. And now we need to remove parenting again. And position these down here. Doesn't matter if they're perfect or not, but you want them as close as possible to where they need to be. Now these are also going to be inverse kinematic. Label these ankle or heel. want to keep this as simple as possible, so we'll use heal. So this will be heal IKL. And this one, heal IKR. Now that we've got that set up, the easy bit, time to get moving to the harder bit. Let's get one lower leg bone. We'll just use this one on the left. And over here on the panel on the right, we want to go to Object Constraints. We want to add be better if I went to the right place, wouldn't it? Probably also be better if I was sure I was in the right mode. Need to be in pose mode. Now we can go for bone constraints, which is what we want. This is where inverse kinematics lives. So we can go ahead and add inverse kinematics. And now we have some things to set. So for the target, we want it to be the main armature. For the bone, should be heel. This is the left leg, so we're going to use the left heel. Looking kind of odd, isn't it? Alright, now let's do the rest of it here. Right now we just want to worry with chain length, and I view this as like links in a chain, that's why I said that. The chain length determines how many links in the bone chain are controlled. We want 2. And you'll see as we go from 0, the yellow line, which determines the amount of control this has. If we go to 1, everything else went back to normal, because it's now just right here. Let's go to 2, and you can see now it will control all the way up to here. Let's go to the other leg, and we'll add inverse kinematics to this. Armature, the right heel this time. And again, everything shifts, but that's okay. Change the chain length to 2, and now everything's right again. Back over here, we still have some stuff to add in. We want to alter the pull target, and part of the reason for that is if we move this, you can see it kind of wants to move in a weird manner, and some of it's not even grouped in there right. We will worry about that later. Right now we just need to get all of this fixed. and that's done by using a pole target. So, pole target, armature, it's got to point to the same bone set. The bone we want is going to be the knee for the left IK. And it wants to turn it outward. That's not going to work. Angle will fix that. Let's try 90 first. That fixed it. Sometimes 90 won't, and you'll need to increment either higher or lower iterations of 90. So 0, negative 90, negative 180, or the other way, 90, 180, 270. You get the idea. With that done, let's see how everything looks. That's not right, is it? But we will get there. Need to work with these two here. This one, then the heel. Now we want to parent them. And we want to, wait a second, edit mode, try it in edit mode, might get the options I want. We want keep offset. And now everything should stay in line. Do the same over here. Go back into pose mode. Alright, now one thing that can be a fair amount of that problem is there's not really good bend here. It needs to point towards this joint, otherwise it's not going to do a thing. So we can grab both of these and just nudge them out very little bit. So the armature knows which way it's going. That's looking better. Somewhat. Aha. Yeah, sometimes it takes a little finagling with the position of the bone itself. But knowing that, move this out to an equal point there. Now grab the heel of this one and try to move it up and around. Yeah, that's... Oh yes, that. Alright, the other thing we need to worry about here let's go through and clear the pose. And we're just about done with the video for right now, but we will pick it up again as always. Right now we want to finish working with this one. And in order to keep this kind of problem from arising, because, yeah, we don't want that happening. The way we fix that is to select this bone, add a copy location, target armature, bone, lower leg, and to fix this new problem, we want it using the tail, which is going to be 1. And that links it up to this tail, which we need to pull down a little bit. So let's go back into edit mode and drag the entire bone, just this part, drag it down to where the center is right in line with the center of the other bones there. Same with the other one. Go back into pose mode, and now we see everything's lined up like we want it to be. Also, it can't leave the shape we have defined that we want it to stay in. This needs work. We will get it fixed. Alright, I figured out the fix for this. Just took me a moment. Let's look at our model here. We've got this inward bowing on the legs. That's a problem, because that's greater than the bowing we have this way that we put in. And yeah. So what we need to do is go into object mode, select our model, go in, and let's start from, I'm going to say about here. We just want to get everything straight, more or less. So let's move these out. Just move them enough such that we will not have that problem. These are okay. There. And that one's alright, as is the one below. Bring this in a little bit more. I'm going by this midline more than anything else. Looking at these sides as well. but mainly that midline. Ah, that's no good. Come on, angle, get back. Here we go. Alright, these are fine. So we get to the foot, or the exposed leg and the foot. So let's straighten those out as well. That looks pretty good. Now, it's right here. So let's start straightening this side out as well. We are going to get through this IK rig for the legs before I call it quits on this video, but I want to go through everything so you know what's going on if you're following along. Which I hope you are. Because it's a nice step up from doing it all manually. Much better than having to do everything by hand. There we go, that's that fixed. Now we can go into the armature and reposition these appropriately. So bring this, grab the entire thing, slide it over there. Same thing here. Now for the bottom, of both legs and feet. There we go. Now let's try going into pose mode. And if we lift it up, hey, that's looking better. Still need to adjust something here. Let's go into edit mode. Grab both of the knee joints, slide them out just that little bit more. Now into pose mode. There we go. So that's one knee that works properly. And if we want to adjust the rotation, we can grab this one and move it on the x-axis. And we have full rotation of the knee. And if we want to rotate the foot as well, hey, we can do that too. Now let's clear the transform again. And now we gotta remember to select everything. There we go. Now to finish up this leg, we have the heel done. We need the pull target, which if we're copying everything from this one, which can be armature. The bone is going to be the knee of the right side there. Pull target for this one seems to be fine. Seems to be fine. Let's see if it is. Maybe. In fact, I can say no with how that's bending. If we take the bone out, we can see that it's doing pretty much a full rotation inward. So if we take this to -90, it should resolve itself. No. Okay, they both need to go to 90. For some reason I thought it was going the other way. No matter. It fixed itself, more or less. So now this one comes up like it should. And again, we can adjust the angle of the knee in relation to the foot with that. Let's clear all again. Still have one problem on this one though. It can come all the way out. Let's fix that. Add a copy location. Target is armature, bone is lower leg R. And head tail 1. Everything lines up. Good. We have now added inverse kinematics to the legs. Now, instead of having to do everything by hand, we can just control it by these joints. So if we want to do a leg lift, we can. That one up like that. This one back. Something like this. Like he's starting to walk. Very nice.